So the importance of knowing where your hops come from is really important for us. We like to build relationships with growers, with dealer processors and brokers. We like to really understand the whole process from start, from when root and rhizomes go in the ground, all the way to when we get it into a mylar foil. It helps us build our brands around hops, not necessarily the name of hops, but much more of the story, the terroir, unique aromas and flavors that we've been able to find, and working with growers over the years and walking through certain fields and just knowing that a certain variety is what we're looking for to make Roadhouse beer, Roadhouse beer.
One of the really cool things about Idaho is that we are the top barley producing state and also the #2 hop producing state. So for us, located here in Boise and along the Snake River valleys, we have access to some of the best ingredients grown right in our backyard. And in addition to being grown here, they're also processed here. We have a hop process facility with Mill 95, as well as the maltsters throughout the state.
With seeking quality ingredients and not having to sacrifice on that quality because of the price and not having to meet a minimum necessarily, that is huge. Having that connection and availability to go out to the farm, to meet the growers, to meet the business owners that on the other end are dealing with a whole other gamut of struggles and challenges just to create and to harvest this product that essentially is the reason we have beer.
There's a lot of craft breweries, and when we make a beer, when we make an IPA, and you could probably list 10,000 other IPAs that people could buy, we want to make sure that our IPA stands out, and so it starts with the highest of quality hops, which we're proud to find here in Idaho.
We're able to do sensory during picking at Mill 95. We know what lots we're going to be able to get. We're able to choose those then, and then they're going to get pelletized right there, stored right there. We know that it's going to be not getting moved around constantly. It's in their warehouse. We're picking from that.
And that's something that's really cool with Mill 95 is that they drop themselves in the heart of Idaho's hop agricultural area, and they really allowed the farmers to really unlock that ability to plant more fields and be able to produce a product that's fresher and can be processed immediately rather than having to ship it 8 hours to Yakima. And so I think it's pretty unique and pretty cool that it allowed our hop farmers to really be able to expand with them being able to go right into that space.
Overall, I do feel like the quality of the ingredients has gotten better over the years. But with that, I think the technology and the tracking and the reporting is really where it's, as a brewer, you're able to see that as well as, being able to find out the information on the lots when they show up and actually have that data to know what we're putting into our beer. It's not just, hey, we have Chinook that we're putting in there. It's, we know all the attributes of that lot.
Yeah, the QR code that Mill 95 has actually been a great help. I use it all the time, actually, yeah. Just so, one of the biggest things when it comes to brewing, honestly, is consistency, right? You want your batch you made a year ago to taste the same as the batch you made this week, and having the ability to quickly pick up that QR code and see the lot and get the basic specs on all your hops and stuff, it makes your beer better. Just because you're able to consistently have, the right hop, the same amount of hop, to make sure your alpha heads are the same. Nothing's changed, your variables aren't changing too much. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to brewery is keeping those variables the same and putting out the best product. So yeah, having that is a huge help.
Idaho hops are really unique to me. They have a really unique terroir. We love what's going on in Idaho. We've worked with many growers to select certain varieties that we, as a brewery and a brewing team, have identified as really special to Idaho. Things like Chinook. We really love what Idaho Chinook does for our beers. It's one of the mainstays in our flagship IPA, Wilson. We just love the growing climate and how these hops have really started to come into their own and become incredibly aromatic and oily and just really explosive in our hop forward beers.